Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming to class. We are going to start laying down, but do me a favor, have a block nearby and have your strap near you and put the strap in a loop that will go around your knees when we're ready for it. We're going to do a lot of good stretching today, and we're going to play with some ideas with the pelvis, hips, glutes. And so it's going to be, I think, a pretty slow moving class. So hang in there with me and play and experiment and see how it works in your body. So once you have that, roughly that kind of size loop in your strap, go ahead and lay down and get comfortable. Go ahead and keep those feet on the floor for me. And the knees are bent. Your hands resting on your belly. Allow the shoulders to drop down. Start by easy breathing. Just feel the belly rise and fall. A little bit of belly breathing here. Just inhaling as the belly rises up into your hands. And as you exhale, let it drop. That's it. Just inhaling. And letting it go. One more like this. And going. And then start this boxed, B-O-X-E-D, boxed breathing, where we inhale to the count of four, pause at the top for the count of four, exhale, count of four, and then pause at the bottom for that count of four. So really simple, just inhale four, hold, exhale four, hold at the bottom. Good, inhale. Hold, exhale, and hold. And then at your pace, continue this boxed breathing. Boxed breathing, this count of four, it puts us in the parasympathetic nervous system, that calm, rest, digest part of our nervous systems that allows us to release stress, allows us to move into a place where we feel calm and happy and relaxed. So continuing that. Good. Two more rounds here. When you're finished, let that counted breath go. Notice if there's any changes in your body as you did that breathing. When I first laid down, my low back's been a little chatty, and that seems to have completely dissipated. So feet on the floor, both knees pointing up toward the ceiling. Just allow your right knee to fall out to the right. Not changing anything else, just notice. Should be no pain here at all. If for some reason you need a block under the knee to support your hip, go ahead and do that. But otherwise, we're just letting a little bit of gravity hold this knee in place or draw this knee down. Notice the hips, your hands are still near your belly. Notice the hips and how the hips have skewed with that dropped knee hip lower than the other one. And then draw that knee back to center. Take the other knee out. Just let it hang. Again, feeling the hips, feeling the skew of the hips, one higher than the other or one lower than the other, depending on how you look at it. Use your breath. Allow gravity to take the leg. And then bring that knee back to center, straighten one leg and allow the knee to go out to the side. So same thing, only the leg is straight instead of bent. Pause here again, noticing the hips, noticing how one is dropped a bit lower than the other. If it is okay for you, we're just going to breathe here for a moment. We're allowing the inner thigh to lengthen, softening the outer hip, softening the outer glute. The rest of your posture is neutral. Your head is neutral. And then engage your core, brace it, tone it in, and bring that knee back up. Straighten that leg down to the floor. Bend the other knee and allow that to go out to the side. Now, just doing this, you might notice variation one side to the other, one side maybe tighter or looser. Excuse me. Just notice, just allow it to be. Don't change, don't push. Use your breath. And then brace your core. Take that knee back up. Straighten both legs. So both legs are long. Toes are pointed up toward the ceiling, so we're not just letting the feet splay out. Start to engage the legs, start to engage the glutes, and then squeeze your glutes. Breathe, hold that squeeze, don't hold your breath. And slowly let it go. Release the legs. So the legs might splay out to the sides a little bit. And then bring the toes back, point the toes up. Start to engage the legs, engage the hips, glutes, just squeeze. And then slowly release and let the legs go. We've got 3 more just like that. Toes point up, the legs, glutes, hips start to get really active. The upper body just chilling out here. Slowly release the glutes. Let the feet hang out. 2 left. Toes up, glutes engage, legs engage. Release all the way. Good. Last one here, toes up. Flex the feet. Squeeze the hips and the glutes. Yep, you got this. And slowly release fully. Good. Get the left leg pointing so toes are pointing straight up. Bring the right knee to your chest. Squeeze that in. You can either use your strap here or just hands behind your knee. Go ahead and straighten the right leg and bend it. Good. Straighten, bend. 3 more. Finding that nice long leg, especially the back of the leg. Being mindful of your knee. Got one more right here. Just straighten, hold here. Point your toes and flex your foot. Good. Point, flex, whoo, and point and flex. Bring the knee to your chest. Straighten that all the way down to the floor. Switch sides. So far, so good. So easy. Left knee to chest. Take the left foot straight up and down. 2. Go slow enough, right, that you actually feel what you're doing. You feel the leg extending. You notice what's happening. We've got one more little bend here. And straighten, hold it here. Upper body's relaxed. Point your toes. Woo, and flex. Good. Point, flex. One more. Big point. Big flex, draw that knee to your chest and straighten that leg all the way. Take both hands to both hip points and see if you can level them out. So one is not higher than the other, one is not reaching up toward the armpit more than the other. They feel pretty even. And then flex your feet and engage your glutes and still feel the hip points, those hip bones, and see if you can stay really neutral here. Keep that energy, keep the belly toned. Push the right heel down, lift the left leg just a couple of inches. Notice if the pelvis starts to move or become uneven, and then lower that down. Keep the glutes squeezing, lift the right leg and lower, go back to the left. Everything's engaged, and you're only lifting that leg a couple of inches down, right side, down, left one, last one on the left. Whew. And last one on the right. And release. Bend both knees. Bring both knees to your chest. Grab your strap. Should have a loop in it. Take that loop around your legs and bring it to just above the knees. Don't tighten it too much yet. You're going to grab your block. Place that between your knees. So we've done these variations before. Once you have your block between your knees, by the way, it's at the narrowest setting, and you have the strap above that, go ahead and tighten it enough that you can hold on to the block with your knees wrapped, or with the just above the knees wrapped around your strap. All right, the feet are close together but not touching. I want you to squeeze your block. Yep, just squeeze. Don't forget to breathe. Notice your pelvis. See if you can stay neutral. Release that squeeze and then press out against your strap. So if your strap is not tight enough, your block will drop. So if that's the case, put the block back in place, tighten the strap just a little bit more. Release that push out, squeeze your strap or squeeze your block. And release the squeeze, push out on your strap. So isometric work here, we're working the outer hips and the inner. Squeeze your block. Watch your pelvis. The temptation, even for me, is to flatten my back. I want to stay neutral. And push against your strap. All right, we're going to do this a little bit quicker. Count of 3. So squeeze your block. 1, 2, 3. Push against your strap. 1, 2, 3. Squeeze and push. Squeeze. Whoo, and push. Whoop, there went my block. Squeeze. I'll have to pretend. And push. Last one. Squeeze and push and fully release. Good. Take your knees to your chest. Take that strap out from your legs. Put the strap aside. So still here, I want you to just rock on the pelvis. So you all maybe remember, those of you who've been with me for a while, we were doing that clock face for a little while, where the belly button was the center of your clock. And as you tuck, you're moving toward 12. As you arch, you're moving to 6. So start there, just 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock, just up and down. And then pause at the 12 o'clock. Your back is nice and flat. And then drop into the 3 o'clock or your left hip. Just drop a little bit. Round down to 6 o'clock and arch. Rock over to 9 o'clock and back to 12. But go slow. Pause at each stop along this clock face. Yep, one more this direction. Going to feel kind of weird, kind of subtle, and then go the other way. Go to 9, 6, 3, and 12. Good. 2 more that way. 9, 6, 3, 12. Last one. 9, 6, 3, 12. Go back to 6. And then come back to the middle. What is the middle for you? It's that neutral spine where you have some space behind your lower back. So, sorry, as you exhale, press the belly in. Your back starts to flatten. Feel the 3 points or the 4 points of your feet. Lift your toes. Lift the hips just an inch or two. Hold here. Relax your toes. Hold here. Let's go to 12 and back to 6. Yep. So you're suspended now. 12 and 6. Good. Press into the feet. If you start to lose your feet, lift your toes, right? If you start to go outward or inward, just lift the toes. It'll help you stay steady. And 12 and 6, find neutral, drop the right or the left hip. Come back to center, drop the right hip. So you're just going side to side, but not very far. Lower the left hip, center, lower the right, center. Give me 12 o'clock again. Give me 6 o'clock again. And then find neutral. Lift all your toes. Tone the belly in, a little bit of a brace here. Lift the hips to bridge pose. Don't overlift. My friend Deb out there sent me a video that played with this, and I absolutely loved it. So shoulders to knees, make that nice straight line. The belly is toned. We're not flaring those low ribs. We're not trying to get up as high as we can, but feel those glutes work. And then slowly lower all the way down. Draw your knees to your chest. And then place your feet on the floor. If your knees allow, and they won't for everybody, reach the hands down and see if you can touch the heels with one of your fingertips. Okay, your feet are hips width apart. And then you don't have to keep your hands down there. They can just sit down along your sides. Lift your toes, feel the big toe mound, feel the pinky toe mound, feel the heel. Okay, there's your grounding. As you exhale, tone the belly in and lower the back toward the floor. Press into your feet. Oh, wait, stay down for a second. I want you to squeeze your glutes. How do you know, right? It's hard in this position. I've been playing with this since I got the video. So maybe you take your fingertips to those kind of lower glutes and just squeeze them in. Tone the belly in, lift the hips, and feel your glutes active. Here's the tricky part. Everybody should have their fingertips on their glutes. When you lower, don't release the contraction. Don't release that engagement. And then once you lower, lower all the way. Same thing, press into your feet, tone the belly, engage the glutes, lift, hold, keep that engagement. See if you can, and lower all the way down. Once you're down, release. If you think you got it, you can put your hands back down. If you're not sure, keep the hands there so you can really get that feedback. All right, here we go, loves. Feet, three corners of your feet, the big toe mound, the pinky, and the heel. The low belly tones in. The glutes engage. I lift up just high enough to create this line from the shoulders to the knees. You can relax your toes if they're lifted. Keep that glute engagement and slowly, slowly, slowly lower down. Whew, good. Two more, just like that. Press into your feet. Tone the belly in, squeeze the glutes to engage them. Lift up, lift up, lift up, pressing into your feet. Hold, breathe. Stay right here, keeping that contraction. And then keep the contraction as you slowly lower down. Slow. We got one left. Once you're down, release fully. One left. Here we go. Belly tones in, feet press, glutes engage. We start to lift up, lift up, lift up, not flaring out, not worrying about how high we go, pressing into the corners of the feet, noticing, right, as the hips lift, not flaring those ribs out, squeezing through the glutes. If somebody is not feeling this, I want to know. Breathe and then keep the engagement as you slowly, slowly lower down. Woo! Release, fully bring your knees to your chest. Well done. Find your breath. Straighten one leg all the way to the floor, straighten the other leg all the way to the floor. Shoulders are relaxed. Cross your left ankle over your right. Left ankle over your right. Squeeze your right glute. Lift the legs a couple of inches. Watch that strained head, neck. Breathe and lower. Stay right here. Squeeze the legs together. Lift a couple of inches. Woo, core work. And lower. We have one more. Find your breath. Engage your core. Squeeze the legs. Glutes get active. Lift those legs a couple of inches. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew, lower. Undo the legs. Let them shake out a little bit. We got to do the other side. Cross your right ankle over your left. Squeeze the glutes. You should feel them get nice and active, and then squeeze the bottom leg up to the top leg and vice versa. Inhale. As you exhale, brace the core, lift the legs. Hold. Woo. And lower. On your exhale, squeeze and lift. Whew. You got this. And lower. We have one left. Inhale. Exhale. Engage glutes, engage core. Lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower. Undo those legs. Bend the knees. Take the soles of the feet together. Both legs go out to the sides, Baddha Konasana. And just maybe rock a little bit side to side if that feels okay to you. Nice deep breath. And then take the knees back to center, separate the feet just a little bit, again, hips width apart. I want you to take the hands to the outside of your thighs. And as you open the knees, resist just a little bit. And then as you bring the knees back in, resist again. You don't have to move the hands in and out. Just use the hands to press out. Use the hands to press in. Good. One more. Press it out. And squeeze it in. Bring your knees to your chest. Well done, everybody. Good. Feet back to the floor. Roll over to one side. Your knees are bent, but they're at a 45 degrees, so they're not up here at the hips. They're about, part way down. Take the top leg and straighten it all the way down. Lift the leg just to the level of the hip and turn the toes down. Now, here's the key, and you can even, here's my block. You can even grab a block here and place it at the front of your hips for feedback, right? So the trick here is to not let your hips roll forward or roll back. You want those hips, so the shoulder, the hip, the ankle to be right in line. And sometimes I'll just put a block there, and that's going to give me feedback. And you can even turn it up and catch both hips, maybe, right? So you know when you're leaning forward or back. Once you're there, the toes turn down. You're going to lift only as high. This is glute medius and TFL, but we're playing with this glute medius idea. So this bottom leg is down. My toes are pointing down. My hips are not rolling forward or back. And then slowly lower, slow. Good. Turn and lift up. Hold. Squeeze in through the lower belly. And lower. Squeeze it up. Hold. Breathe. Imagine engaging this back glute, right? And lower. We got two left. Squeeze up slow. This is slow work today. Breathe. Whoo. And lower. Good. Last one. Squeeze. Hold. Check those hips. Maybe a little tone to the belly. Remember, shoulder, hip, ankle all lined up. And lower. Fully bend that knee. Stack it on top of the other. Whoo. Keep the knees together. Lift the foot. And drop. 2, 3, I know. 4, 5, lower. Lift the whole leg. So there's maybe, 6 inches or so between the knees. Lift the heel up or the foot up. And then drop it down to your other foot. Keep the knee from moving. You're just moving that shin. We got 2 left. Woo! Smile. And lower. Oh, straighten that leg, everybody. Switch sides. I'm just gonna turn over so I don't have my back to you the whole time, but you can just roll over. Same thing if you want the block, just for feedback. It helps me keep my hips from rolling forward because I'll roll right into the block if I do. So the knees are at 45. The top leg straightens. It's level with your hip. The toes turn down. The low belly gets toned in. Here we go, everybody. Lift up, hold. And slowly lower as if you were going to touch that toe to the floor. And lift up. Leg is straight. If your knee is bent, see if you can keep it extended. And lower. Woo, that's 2. We got 3 left. Hold. And lower. Squeeze up. Tone the belly in. Watch that top hip. I just felt mine rolling forward and down. Lift, hold, squeeze the belly. Smile. And down. I think we have 1 left. I lost count. Breathe. Notice one side might be easier than the other. And lower. Stack those knees, everybody. Lift the foot or the shin away from the other and down. This is 2. and 3, whew, and 4. These are tricky little boogers. And 5. Down you go. The whole leg lifts maybe 6 inches, one knee to the other, or 6, 8, whatever that is. And you're going to keep that knee in place. You're not going to let it move, but you're going to lift the foot up or the shin up and then tap down to your foot. That's 2. Woo. And 3. Good. Keep the knee in place, Betty. 4. So it's just the foot moving. 5. And all the way down. Whoo. Straighten the leg. Just shake it out. And when you're ready, we're going to come all the way up and to all fours. Oh, tell me you're not feeling those hips already. Goodness gracious. If you want something under your knees, please go ahead and do that. So we're looking at table pose. You're on your knees. Your hands are underneath your shoulders. And I want you to play with this idea of a neutral spine or a neutral pelvis again. So lift your tailbone as if you were dropping down into that 6 o'clock. And then come through center and tuck. Don't tuck everything, just the pelvis. And find the kind of 12 o'clock above the belly button. So go back to 6. Go back to 12. Come to neutral. And just play with this idea of finding the neutral spot, right? So your belly is toned. There's a little bit of a brace there. We want to contain the muscles of the core so that we could set a cup of tea here on our sacrum and it wouldn't go anywhere. Now, if your wrists are getting really chatty, you can come to fists, maybe elbows, but it won't work quite as well. So find neutral. Press your right leg back. Lift the knee, or lift the leg, but don't go really high. Notice if you lost your neutral pelvis, right? If I lift too high, I'm going to lose that. So even if my leg is only a couple inches off the floor, I want to find that neutral. Breathe. Bring the knee in, but don't lose your pelvis. And straighten it out. So it takes a lot more concentration to find neutral without lifting that right hip. Good. Lower that knee down. Take a moment on your wrists if they're chatty. And then go to the other side. Left leg. Tone the belly in. Find neutral. Neutral is not flat. Neutral is neutral, right? Nice little curve of the low back. Lift the leg. Find neutral. Tone the belly in. Breathe. Bring your knee towards your elbow. Don't round. Bring it in and out. Oh, it's so hard to keep it neutral. And out and then release. Good. Go ahead and pause for a second. Come on off those wrists. Give them a little shake. I hope this is making sense. This is what happens when I go video diving into somebody I really like. And then I get all kinds of new info. All right. We're gonna add on to this by doing balancing table, keeping that neutral spine. So here we go, back to table pose. There's my 12 o'clock, there's my 6 o'clock, there's neutral. Press the right leg back, reach the left arm, turn the palm down this time and squeeze your fist. Lift the leg and find neutral. So imagine every muscle engaged from your hand through your arm, shoulder, and then to the leg. 1, you're here. 2, your hands back on the floor. You're going to work with the leg and the pelvis. 3, you're going to slowly tap your fist to your right knee. Slowly extend out and hold. Breathe. Here we go. Number 2. Squeeze, just tap. And extend. Woo. Last one. 3. And extend. Hold. This hand that's extended, make me a little box. Down, over, up, across. Down, over, up, across. One more. Down, over, up, across, and release. Whew. And breathe. What do you think? It's kind of interesting work, right? It's different, same but different. All right, let's go to the other side. Back on those hands. If you can, I know this is tough for some of my folks there with wrist issues. The left leg goes back, the pelvis is neutral, the glute is active, the right arm goes out, we take it to a fist, palm is face down. Lift the leg, find neutral, hold. I almost feel like Superwoman here, right? I feel like I'm da-da-da, I can charge out. Breathe. Here we go. Tap that knee slow. And extend. Don't round. Don't arch. Breathe. Find your focus. Tap. Go slow. Extend out. Good tone. Here we go. Last one. Bring it in slow. Tap it back out. Breathe. And then give me that box. Down, over, up, and back. 2 more. Down, over, up, across. Last one. Down, over, up, across. Let go. Both hands, both knees. Child's pose, everybody. Deep breath. Good. Come on up. Take the right foot forward. Gather your blocks if you have them. Place those blocks underneath your hands. Come into a nice, easy lunge. Right foot forward, nice alignment, front knee, front ankle, and breathe. And then flip your toes under, squeeze the glute, lift the knee, stay low. Find your breath here. Engage this back leg fully. Make sure your back foot is pointing straight back and not turned to one side. Take the right arm forward. Give me a nice fist. Give me that small block. Down, over, up, across. Down, over, up, across. One more. Down, over, up, across. Bring your hand back to your block. Straighten the front leg. Engage that low belly, everybody. See if you can level the pelvis. How do we level the pelvis here, right? My left hip wants to drop. I'm going to see if I can get a little more level to it. Pressing through the back leg, reaching through the front leg. Bend your front knee. Lower the left knee, switch sides for me. Left foot forward, right foot back. Again, find your breath. With the knee down, I want you to squeeze the glute. You're okay, Betty. We're heading that direction. Squeeze the glute. Flip your toes under. Lift the knee. Notice I didn't lift my whole body. Just lift it up through that back leg. Find your breath here. Squeeze the back leg. Maybe look at your back foot and see if it's mostly straight forward. All right, left arm out. Give me a nice little fist. Down, over, up, across. Down, over, up, across, one more, down, over, up, across, bring it down. Engage that back leg, everyone, and then straighten the front leg. Once again, I want you to play with the pelvis. Even if you have to bend that front knee to find the neutral in the pelvis, do that. Find that. Press into all the corners of your front foot, your back foot straight ahead, your shoulders soft. Big deep breath. Bend both knees, lower your right knee, switch sides. We're almost done here. And breathe. So from there, squeeze your glutes, flip your toes under, lift your knee. Hold, breathe, notice. Walk your blocks forward, push off your back leg, and lift. Let's find neutral, everybody. So what do we got to do? Chances are we got to lower the left leg, internally rotate it so the inner thigh rolls up to the ceiling. Shoulders are under wrists or over wrists. Breathe. If you can, release the right hand, but release it back. Turn the palm up. Give me a fist. Woo! Lift that fist out, down, across. Making a box. Down, across, one more. Lift, over, down, across. Hand goes back. Walk your blocks back if you can. Bend your front knee. Step down. If not, make that easier for you. Lower the knee. You're switching sides. Last one. First, we find the lunge. Flip your toes under, lift your knee. Squeeze the glute, find neutral. Big deep breath. Walk your blocks forward, short hop up, and then lift the leg. And see if you can find neutral. So tricky once we're on one leg to feel where the pelvis is, where the leg is. Breathe. When you're here, too, left hand reaches back. Palm is face up. Give me a little fist here. And then lift out, down, and in. Lift, up, down, in. One more. Lift, out, down, in. Hand to block. Listen up. You're going to step forward. Whew. Happily, I'm sure. Nice forward fold here. Wiggle both hips back in space. Lift the sit bones here, everybody. Walk your blocks forward. Tone your belly. Your hands rest on your blocks. Your elbows head toward each other. So we've got a little bit of an external rotation on the shoulders. Your spine is long. Your belly is toned. Relatively neutral spine. Just breathe. And then walk your blocks forward or toward you, sorry. Bend the knees, look up. Hands come to your knees. And finally stand up. Woo, shake all that out. I'm going to move my blanket off my mat. Betty, are you baking over there? Are you hot? You're okay? Okay. All right. So just shake all that out, everybody. Just shake it out. Plant your feet about hips width apart. Inhale, reach up. Hands to heart, come on down, chair pose. Take both hands, reach them back, squeeze the back of the shoulder blades, bring them back to your heart, and stand up, release. Good. Do that one again. Inhale. Exhale, squat. Press it back, squeeze. Bring the back to your heart. Inhale up. Here we go. Exhale. Reach back. Bring it forward. take it up. One more. Down. Press back. Bring it back to your heart. Take it up and exhale. Shake that out. Now, what's important here with chair pose, right? Those knees. So grab your block. You can either go narrow or you can go second, but there's going to be very few of you that need to go that wide. But if you do, go ahead. Hang on to your block, walk the feet in, and then imagine pressing the feet out at the same time. What did we do on the floor? We squeezed the block, and then we press away, right? As if that strap were there. Squeeze block, press out. One more, squeeze, press out. And then hold the block just gently. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come on down. How do we get somewhat neutral here, right? With that lower back. We don't want to drop the pelvis. We want to keep that belly toned. Take the hands back and hold. Lengthen the tailbone, lengthen the lower back, and press up through your hands. So I want you to just press up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring those hands back to your heart. Stand up and exhale. Take that block out. Turn sideways on your mat. Go wide. So as soon as you go wide, you might be thinking about these little babies, right? To engage those glutes, to just gently brace the low belly to bring the shoulders back. So for most of us, our toes are turned out. Depends on your hips though. If you turn your toes out and it does not feel good, maybe your toes are a little bit more forward. So you decide what feels right. I just wouldn't go ballet-ish. I wouldn't go too wide because you become unstable usually that way. All right, so glutes are active. Hips are active. Here we go. Inhale, hands to heart, come on down. More neutral here than chair pose, right? You should be able to feel the curve in your spine, the low back in particular, without flattening it, right? Without getting real funky there. Breathe. Hold. Release. Inhale. Exhale, slow. Every time you come down, adjust if needed. And the adjustment is the low back. If you are anteriorly tilting too much, you're going to feel it in your low back. Here we go. Lift up. Squeeze your glutes. Exhale. Adjust every time. Inhale. Exhale. We're almost done with these. The knees press out. The belly tones in. And up. Exhale. Hold. Find your happy place. Take your right hand, I'll mirror here, to the inside right knee. Lift the other one up. Press the hand into the knee. Good. Palm face out. Turn your hand around there, Cease. Yep. But it resists. So I'm pushing into that knee. Hands back to heart. Other side. Push the back of that hand into your knee. Resist it. Hold. Hands back. Inhale all the way up. All the way down. Maybe straighten the toes and the feet to point more forward. And hold. Feel the length of your spine. Maybe wiggle just a little bit here, everybody, to feel what's happening in your body. Maybe walk the hands forward, tone the belly, Find that neutral spine. Maybe those fingertips isometrically drag back just a little bit. Breathe, breathe. And then walk your hands back. Turn the toes out. Bend the knees and come on up and step those legs back together. Shake them all out. Come on back to the front of your mat. And find mountain pose. Right, so mountain pose. Here we are again. Outside of your feet, inside of your feet, neutral all the corners of your feet. Lift your toes, spread them out. Let the toes come down, but don't let the toes grip. And then imagine lifting those thigh muscles up away from the knees without hyperextending. The hips engage, the glutes engage, and here we are, mountain pose. Hands come to your hips, everybody. Soften the knees and just step back a little bit with your right foot, just a little. And then squeeze the glutes. And feel the right glute working. If you can, point the toes, lift the foot off the floor. Don't drop into your lower back. Keep the front belly knitted together. Breathe. If it's your right arm, lift your left, or if it's your right leg, lift your left arm. If it's your right leg, lift your left arm. Make a fist with your left hand. Bring your fist to your knee. Stay neutral. And then reach back. 2 more. Neutral. Woo. And up. Last one. Tap your knee. Lift out. And lower. Shake it out. Little bit of balance work here. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. I'm back. All right. Same thing, other side. Mountain pose. Glutes are active. Hips, legs. We're lifting that flesh up off the knees. Hands come to hips. It's just your left foot steps back. Right away, level the hips, tone the belly, gauge the glute. Find your breath. You might stay right here, and this would be awesome. If and when you're ready, just point the toes and try to get that foot off the floor. Still not leaning into your lower back. Right arm reaches up, you make a fist. Tap knee to fist. Go back out. Knee to fist. Go slow. Find the neutral every time. Last one. And out. And release. Good job, everybody. Shake it out. It's warm in here, Betty. Hang on. I'll be back. I was surprised you didn't say turn that off a lot sooner. Yeah. All right, last one here, tree pose, have a wall if you would like, but it is the same principle of everything we've been doing, right? If I'm at the wall, I'm gonna start in mountain pose. I'm gonna engage the legs, gonna find those corners of the feet. The glutes already engaged, hands come to hips. Turn your left leg out to the side, but then find neutral with your hips, right? As soon as you turn that leg out, that left hip will go with it. Bring the left hip back into place. I don't care where the knee goes, not about the knee. All right, once you're there, take the knee to your level, inner thigh, above the knee, below the knee, or big toe on the floor. And then squeeze the standing leg and hip. Just squeeze it in. Feel the front hip bones. They are in line. Hands can come to your heart, or they can go up. Belly is knitting in towards center. The standing leg super active, toes not over gripping. Hands to heart. Release the leg. Shake it out. Right? We get in this, right? This neutral pelvis where we're not overarching, we're not tucking, we're honoring the natural curves of the spine without putting stress on them. So same thing other side, everybody. First it's mountain pose, then it is this solidness of the standing leg. The right leg, hands go to hips so you get some feedback. Turn the right knee out. Watch the right hip. You don't want it to roll out with it. Hips are straight. Once you've got that, get that standing leg more active. Take the foot where it belongs for you. Right? Wall's always a lovely thing. Squeeze the standing glute. Press the foot into the leg. Hands can come to hips. Or sorry, hands can stay at hips, come to your heart. Or go up. Standing leg squeezes that glute, squeezes the hip. The pelvis stays neutral. The lower back is a happy little baby. Smile. Hands back to your heart. Shake it out. All the way out. You notice we haven't done a single down dog today. Wow. All right, come on back to the front of your mat, everybody. I'm amazed how quick the time is going, too. Mountain pose. Find your breath. Take hands to glutes and then just come to fingertips, like you have little cages underneath both hands. Squeeze the left glute and just feel the muscle engagement. Release. Squeeze the right glute. Release. Go back to the left. Release. Go back to the right. Release. Go to both. Squeeze an imaginary block between the legs. Lift up onto your toes, if you can. Stay tall. Slowly release. Good job, everybody. Take both arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Nice, soft knees. You can use your blocks here. We're just going to be here for a moment. Make sure those hammies are stretched out. Find your breath. Bend both knees. Step back to downward facing dog. Spread the fingers. Engage those upper backs. Breathe. Feel the neutral spine. Feel the low belly knitted together to support the lower back in the pose. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, lower down to the knees. Fully release. You're going to come to one side. We are almost done. I know. All right, so you're down on one side. The knees are stacked. Just a little bit of core work. If you need an extra cushion under that elbow, just take your blanket. Blanket is wonderful for cushion. It does make it a little more challenging because it can be a little slippery. So your choice. All right, so your knees are stacked. Your tummy is toned in. You've got shoulder, hip, elbow, right? In a line. All we're going to do today is we're going to push up and lift and get this oblique side body working. Arm can go up or to your hip or to the floor if you need a little extra. Okay? Hold and breathe. Keep pressing that rib away from those ribs away from the floor. Good. Slowly lower down. Slow. And just stay here, release. We're going to do one more. Hand to hip. Lift the ribs away, lift the side body away. Maybe take the arm up Optional, lift the leg, maybe straighten it. Breathe. Woo. Yes, right? Core. Breathe. Bend the knee lower. Take it down. Lift up. Just come into your hand. Let the shoulder come into your, up toward your head and stretch out that side. And switch. Down on your elbow. I do like a little 45 kind of with my forearm. That feels good on my shoulder and my pinky side is down. But you might be straight across with your hand flat. You might be more forward. It depends on what feels most stable for the shoulder, okay? All right, underside, knees are bent, 45, lift the hips. Hold. Don't let the butt scoot back. Keep your shoulder, your hip, your ankles lined up. Woo! You can take the arm up if you want. Hold, 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 hold. Slowly release. Woo. Stay in this position. One more. When you're ready, squeeze them up, hold. Keep the shoulder, top shoulder from rolling forward. Take the arm up, optional. Take the top leg straight out, optional. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Nice job, everybody. Come on down to your back. Oh, I know that's gonna feel good. Woo, keep your knees bent, feet to the floor. Want you to pause here for a moment. Deep breath in, deep breath out. We have one more little core exercise that I want you to try here. It's another one I've learned. So start by just placing both hands on the belly again. Tuck the chin slightly. Now feel your belly. It should not be really engaged here. You're not sucking it in or anything. It should be, relatively soft. Tuck the chin a little and lift the head and feel how your belly has just engaged, okay? And then lower the head. Now, you're not lifting that head high at all. It's just an inch or two maybe. Chin slightly tucked so you don't irritate your head or your neck. If it is still too much, one hand's going to go behind your head to support it. All right, so leave your left knee bent, straighten your right leg, just let it relax. The hips are level, everything is parallel to each other. Tuck your chin, lift your head. There should be space behind your lower back. Don't want you to round. Lower the head, release. Hands are to the belly to feel and get feedback. Okay, you can do fingertips, you can do palms. So here we are again. Pause, tone in through the belly, tuck your chin, lift your head. Feel that, right? You can bounce a quarter on that baby. Breathe. And release. Rock the head side to side. Switch legs. Feel first, right? Soft, pliable. Tuck your chin. Little bit of tone to the belly. Lift that head a couple of inches or an inch. Feel the belly. Lower the head, release. One more. Little tuck of the chin or lengthening of the back of the neck. Tone in through the belly. Lift that head just an inch or two. Feel what's happening here. And release. Turn that head side to side. Switch, go back to the first leg, listen up. You're going to take both hands behind your head. The hands are there simply to support. They are not there to lift. Cabiche? All right, tuck your chin, lift your head. Lift your right leg, or whichever leg is long. Push into your left foot, just a little. Breathe. See if you can lift your glute off the floor. Lower, lower. Bend the knee, switch sides. We're only doing one of those on each side. So your left leg is long, your right foot is on the floor, your hands are behind your head to support your head. Tuck the chin slightly, engage your core, just lift your head. There's your first one. That's already going to work work your core. Squeeze the glutes, lift your left foot just a little. Lift your hips just a little. And lower everything down. Bend the knee and just turn your head side to side, everybody. Good. One more, both sides. Bring your knees to your chest. Take the hands behind your knees, extend both legs up. Just hold. Soften the lower ribs down to the floor. Just breathe. And then bend both knees. Allow both knees to go to the right. Little baby twist here. Don't force it. Soften and breathe, everybody. Relax your jaw. And then take one knee up, and then the other. Taking both knees to the other side. Pause. Try to relax into your twist. And bring these back to center. Bring both knees to your chest. Straighten the left leg and just let it go nice and long. The hands can either be behind your right knee or on the right shin. Just stretch out the front leg. And switch sides, everyone. And as you're ready, let's find our Shavasana. Finally, stay warm. If it's chilly, grab your blanket. And just start to let go. Notice your spine, notice your pelvis, relaxing your legs fully. Maybe the hands rest at your sides, or maybe they rest at the belly, and you feel yourself breathing again. Just letting go. Feel softer still. For those of you who are ready, start to come out of your Shavasana. If you have the ability to stay longer, please stay longer. But if you're ready, slowly bend your knees, draw your knees to your chest. Just pause. And then let the knees rock side to side, lowering those knees to one side, curling all the way over. I don't want to get out of my blanket today. And then as you're ready, come on up. Oh. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale them right to your heart. Bow to your own inner wisdom, your gifts, your beauty, compassion. Namaste, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Have a great day.